It's so hot outside at the moment, it's literally 27 degrees outside, which means it's even hotter inside, especially in the studio with about 3 spots right on my face. I'm doing this especially for you guys, so definitely slap a like on this video and help me out here because I am burning inside. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the First Clicks here on the road to WWDC. And this first story coming in from 95mag, and according to this story, Apple is promoting a study showing the App Store ecosystem grew to 643 billion in 2020. Now, we all know that the App Store has been the beacon of hope for loads of developers, especially indie developers, who have seen their business grow substantially, especially in the pandemic, when people were staying at home and obviously only having those devices to entertain them. So 2020 was obviously the best opportunity for most indie developers to grab the attention of millions upon millions of Apple users worldwide. Apple published a new press release on its newsroom website today, underscoring the economic impact of the App Store. Ahead of the worldwide developer conference kicking off next week, Apple touts that developers grow total billings and sales in the App Store ecosystem by 24% to $643 billion in 2020. Now, these are obviously crazy numbers, right? And obviously this number is not just made out of indie developers gaining a bigger market for their app. But look at this quote right here. More than 1 in 4 small developers who sell digital goods and services on the App Store have grown their earnings by an average of at least 25% each year for the past 5 years. Nearly 80% of small developers on the App Store are active across multiple countries' storefront. And on average, developers that sell digital goods and services on the App Store on multiple storefronts have earnings from users in more than 40 countries. Now, I believe that this is very good news because obviously apps are going to stay around for a really long time. Whatever device they're going to release next, right? Even if it's Apple Glass, even if it's VR glasses, it's going to be something that has to contain apps. And if the App Store is stable, if the App Store is safe, if the App Store is actually bringing loads of people new business, new opportunities, new jobs, then every single device that you connect to it can actually be successful. And I believe that this is great news for us, for the people that really like gadgets, because gadgets run on software. And software needs apps, because otherwise you won't be able to do anything with it. Windows Mobile. Windows Phone. Gonna take a break here. And then we got our second story for today with Mac Rumors coming in with a report for iOS 14.7. And this is especially good news for me because I live in the Netherlands. And according to this article, the second beta of iOS 14.7 expands the air quality features to additional countries like the Netherlands, France, Italy, Spain, and Canada. And also when paired to a HomePod, it will allow you to set multiple timers. I mean, that was something that should have been in iOS 13. Guys, why have we been waiting for this for so long? Now, also according to this article, iPadOS 14.7 might be more on under the hood bugs and bugs fixing. So that is obviously something that remains to be seen, right? But for sure, if there is any update to this story, you will see it right here on First Clicks. And then the ultimate story we all came here for, homeOS, a leak by Apple themselves. I mean, it doesn't get any spicier than that, and this, I feel like, is the first major leak for probably WWDC that we have, so I am completely happy with it. But Apple might not be so happy with this leak. Anyways, this report coming in from AppleTrack, and according to this article, Apple leaked it themselves in a job listing. That is right. Apparently, Apple was looking for someone that could help them build homeOS, or at least help them build certain features for homeOS. They specifically said homeOS in the job listing. And I quote, "You will get to work with system engineers across Apple, learning the inner workings of iOS, watchOS, tvOS, and homeOS." Now, if you allow me to speculate, I believe that homeOS is either a new OS for the HomePods, or it's something way more spicy than that. For example, all the Apple devices that you have at home obviously already have an underlying system that helps them recognize each other and run like an entire ecosystem, like a family. But what if you expand that? HomeOS could mean that we actually get an operating system that's going to connect all these devices together in a new and maybe even more intuitive way than we have now. I mean, the ecosystem is already fantastic, so I'm not complaining here. But if HomeOS is not something that just relates to the HomePod, which would be awesome as well. I mean, the HomePods are tremendous, but they could use some extra magic. But I would actually love another system, an underlying system that could make this paradise even more complete than it is right now. I mean, continuity and all these functions that we have right now are amazing, but I could definitely see the visionaries at Apple come up with something even better. So what could they change about the HomePods with their own operating system? I feel like there are a couple of things, right? I mean, they need to understand a little bit better in what environment they are, and I'm not talking about the sound, I'm talking about what tools are available to them. For example, an Apple TV, outside of the latest Apple TV, it's very hard to keep them connected to the HomePod. For some reason, they either disconnect. If you play live streams, it's very delayed sound. Now, there are a couple of other things that are really minor, but could help the HomePods actually rise up instead of the data grabbing competitors that Apple has, obviously. We are definitely going to keep you posted on this channel if anything else leaks out. We are going to see this either on WWDC or with the next release of another HomePod. And according to Mark Gurman, that last part might take a little bit.